I know October is next month, but y'all, for my most anticipated or top 5 most anticipated releases of next month, you won't find any spooky here, just as a FYI, but we will be seeing my faves, and that is very exciting. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. So very excited that you're here. It is the last Wednesday of the month, so I'm going to be sharing my top 5 most anticipated October releases that I'm really excited for. Surprisingly, it's a really small month of things that I'm very excited for and wanting to pick up. In fact, when I made the Shoujo release calendar earlier this week, stay tuned for Friday for it to go live, it was really small. Like, as a fun fact before that video and before I share all the graphics and everything, if you don't include the one audiobook that Yen Press is releasing, Yin and I's Press and Viz Media have the same amount of releases. Yes, they have the same amount of releases. It is surreal. It is surreal. But let's talk about my top 5 and what I'm looking forward to. It was a little hard to narrow down, I feel like. I mean, I know I say that every time, every video that I do these, but I feel like because I didn't have quite as much that I really had to think about what am I most excited for. So let's go ahead and dive right in. For number 1, I'm actually going to start off with a shonen manga, though some people have said that G Fantasy is doing shonen and shoujo, but I'm still just going to keep marking it as a shonen because I don't want anybody coming for me, and that is Twisted Wonderland Volume 2 of the Book of Savannah Claw. I have a first impression on Volume 1, and I really enjoyed it. Savannah Claw is sort of my least favorite book out of the game, mainly because I have on and off beef with Leona, who is the, like, house warden for everybody, and we have our ups and downs. And so honestly, I was excited for Volume 1 in this series, not only because I love Twisted Wonderland, but I feel like my view of Leona actually changed when I was reading. I felt like it helped it soften my heart because, like the previous Twisted Wonderland, and honestly all of the manga, that there is the main character, Yu, who is transported, teleported into the world of Twisted Wonderland. They're just your average Japanese kid, whether that's a guy or a girl, and they come into this world with no magical abilities, and everybody in Twisted Wonderland has magical abilities, but Yu does not. And in this case, our main character is a young female woman who was like awesome. It wasn't jujitsu, it was some form of martial arts. Like, my heart was captivated when I first met her in Volume 1 because I was really hesitant because I'm like, well, there's no females outside of like parental figures, but like actual students, there's no female characters in the game. So I was really hesitant how much I would actually like it. But when she did a body slam, like I think she did an over shoulder throw kind of thing. Sorry, I don't know what the technical word would be there. My heart was captivated. And I mentioned in that review of how I was sort of bummed that Yu did not have more page time. Like, it follows the game, and so it's very faithful in that sense. The issue is I truly didn't expect to love her character, that I was like, come on, I want her to have more page time. So that's part of why I'm putting Volume 2 in my top 5, because I really want to see more of her. I have seen recent spoilers for the latest chapter that went out in Japan. I feel like it's just going to get better and that she's going to get that page time that I'm desperately wanting, but I don't know how soon some of those things happen. I don't know if that's going to take place in Volume 2, but that's what I want to see. Plus, my boy Jack, he's one of my faves. He should have so much more page time, and I'm really excited. I love the art style. I love how the story is being conveyed. It was very good. I'm here for you. Well, I'm here for Jack, and then I'm here for our female lead, Yu. Like, that's the order of things. Though Ruggy should also be having quite a bit of page time as well, and he was my first SSR card that I got in the game, so Ruggy has a soft spot in my heart as well because of that. I'm excited, like, thinking about it, I'm really excited to see how this volume is going to convey the game, what it's going to look like, what's going to be taking place, because right now I don't fully remember where Volume 1 ended. I think they are in the middle of, like, I know things are going down where somebody, somehow, like, a bunch of these students are getting injured that are supposed to be competing in the spell drive, and nobody really knows what's happened. Like, they're bizarre accidents. One case example is Jamil, who is an excellent cook, somehow ends up cutting his hand. Like, he would never do this ever, and now he might not be able to compete in the spell drive. And so there's other things that are happening, like randomly falling down the stairs, like in a really bizarre kind of way. If I'm remembering right, Yu is teaming up with the previous guys in the previous manga, which I do have a first impression continuation of volume 1. They're teaming up and they're going to investigate also because Crowley, the head mage, is like, go look into this, but they're going to go look into it. And that's when things are just going to start lining up of who is sort of behind this. But I won't say who that is or exactly how that's unfolding because then that'd be spoilers. Yeah, so I'm really excited for this. I truly, truly hope that I enjoy it. Same with number 2, and that is Mint Chocolate Volume 13. Yes, now this is a shoujo, and I believe all the rest of the ones I have that, yeah, are definitely shoujo and one manhwa. But it has been a hot minute. I think I have, yeah, Mint Chocolate, yeah, right down here. And I was actually flipping through volume 12 this morning. This is about 2 characters here, Nanami and Suzumura. They had a crush on each other. I think it was in middle school or the beginning of high school, but neither one of them knew that they had a crush on each other. But it makes it more complicated because their parents actually get married. So now they're sort of like step siblings, but they have these feelings that they had before their parents got married, and sort of like, what do they do going forward? There has been so much stuff that has been coming out, especially in this volume and the volume prior. Like, we're sort of moving into a new arc. It's gonna be like the school festival arc, and I'm very, very excited for that. But I really appreciate, like, I was just watching Shay Geeks Out, her vlog video yesterday, and she mentions that in this step sibling romance, the parents are not smart. They know things are going on. That's all I'll say there, but I appreciated that they are not like airheaded about this. And not only that, but things with Suzumura's certain character, certain relative, he is starting to find out things, and he meets a certain relative in this volume, and I think at the end of the previous volume, and it's sort of like, okay, what is Suzumura gonna do moving forward? But also, now that people are starting to be aware that these two really, really like each other, what's gonna go down with that? What is gonna happen? So I want to know what is gonna happen. Like, that's the biggest thing. I really, really enjoy these characters. I do have a video review on the first 6 volumes, I believe it is. I was really unsure about how the romance would unfold, but I have found it very enjoyable, and I have found that it works. And I know, like, including myself, when I hear that step sibling label, I'm like, I just don't know about this. But I think it's really well done, and I definitely have loved it a lot. So I can't wait to see what happens. I feel like, sorry, I said that twice, but I just feel like it's been so long since we've had a new volume that it just feels nice to be back with these characters and wondering what's been going on with them. What have they been up to? What's going to happen in this school festival? Because Nanami is a very outgoing female lead and Suzumura is not. And so it's just going to be interesting seeing how they navigate moving forward with everything, because certain people volunteer for certain things, and it's like, well, that's great for me to reader. That's even great for certain characters, but the one character involved, how great is that going to be for actually them? Also, the villain of this series is going to be making sort of a comeback, and I am curious. They definitely seem to have a change of heart. I hope, I'm assuming so. So yeah, there's just a lot of questions I have and just a lot of curiosity and really looking forward to it. Also, I hope my lighting doesn't look very weird. I'm filming at a different time. It's a lot earlier than I usually do, and I'm like, oh, the sun is moving, and I feel like it's causing weird shadows. So I do apologize in advance if that does happen, or if that's the case, I mean. But for number 3, so I guess if any volume that I have that sort of counts as spooky, it would be, and I feel like that's stretching it, but that would be DNN Angel Volume 1. Shout out to you, friends, because I feel like I am picking this up because I was deeply influenced. I talked about it last month in my retro shoujo manga event that we were sort of hosting and going through different older shoujo manga that's making a comeback, and DNN Angel was one of those that I featured. In fact, I found out this morning that me and my friend Charles, or Tweak as you may know him on social media, he runs Beneath the Tangles, and that's a website that I'm part of, that I blog for like the team, in the sense of like I write a bunch of reviews on shoujo. But he was actually interested in reading as well, and he said, hey, you want to do a buddy review? So we might be having a written buddy review coming next month when this volume releases. I'm really, really excited. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, I don't know an over amount about this series. I know it's a magical boy series, and a lot of people are like, Laura, you should try it out just for that reason alone. I'm very curious because it does remind me of Phantom Thief Jean a little bit, in the sense of the male lead in this manga is a phantom thief. I guess he says he's a normal boy, that he's just your typical, he's either in middle school or like what would be considered like a freshman in high school, and he's just your typical guy, totally normal. But either when he sees his female crush, he turns into this phantom thief who is out there stealing things. And so I'm curious of how this goes, because obviously that's not normal. And obviously with that, it's going to cause a lot of problems for him. I mean, if it's just from him seeing that he turns and transforms, dude, how do you go to school? How do you go to school? What if she's in one of your classes? What do you do then? You can't always, and I'm assuming he can't let other people find out who he is. I'm interested in seeing how that plays out. I feel like there's a lot of love for this series, and I'm truly hoping that I too will become a fan of it. I have not seen the anime, so this is truly going to be a brand new experience for me, first time, so definitely no spoilers or anything, but I'm hoping that I enjoy it. I'm hoping my friend Tweak does as well. I believe he said he has seen the anime and he enjoyed it a lot, but then he said, yeah, his friend didn't like it. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, that's the only person I know right now that said that they actively did not like it. Overall, though, it seems people were just so excited for this new license, or this license reprint, license rescue, however you want to say that. Yeah, I think it is sort of a rescue, because I don't think it ever finished. Tokyo Pop was originally doing the singles several years ago, and I don't think they fully finished it. So I think I'm not a huge fan of the text, or like the cover, how the font looks. There we go. I'm not a huge fan of that because I just feel like it's hard to read. So I'm hoping that when we get the actual physical edition that it pops, like it's some kind of effect to make it look really cool, because I think it'd be great. It just, when it's flat, it doesn't quite look the same. But yeah, I'm all here for the Magical Boy. This is my first one, and I feel like Magical Boys are super underrated. So it's just gonna be a really, I hope, really fun time. But for number 4, it's Bittersweet, and that is volume 9, the final volume of Why Raeliana Was at the Duke's Mansion, now, which I do have back here. I did not flip through it, but I feel like at the end of volume 8 was just so intense. Like, honestly, all of volume 8 was just intense. Like, the series from the start to where we are now has just gradually picked up this intensity. We're finding out answers, and we found out so much in volume 8. And volume 9, my expectation, my hope is that Raeliana and Noah, that ship can sail. I mean, the ship's already been sailing, but the ship can sail for a happy ending with no negative outside influence, because where Raeliana has been at the beginning, where she knows what's going to happen to her, because she was supposed to like die really early on by her fiance, but of course she avoided that red flag, changed the story a little bit, and now as the story goes on, she genuinely has feelings for Noah. And I really, sounds weird to say, but I really loved her struggle, because it's like she was not supposed to be the one with Noah. It was supposed to be the heroine. But what's up with the heroine? The heroine hasn't even been around, but then she was around. Yeah, volume 8. Hello, she was doing things, and it was like, okay. Like, so much went down that I fully believe it's gonna be a happy ending, because look at that cover. It's beautiful. They look fantastic, and that looks like they're at a wedding, their own wedding, if I might add. So I feel confident things will be okay. It's just, how are we gonna get to that ending? What is gonna happen at that ending? I don't even know if this has any side stories, so I don't really know how much actually is going to be in this volume that's wrapping up the main series. I hope it does have short stories. I've never seen anything like spoilers about post Raeliana and Noah marriage kind of thing. I haven't seen anything, so I don't know if there is anything. If there's not, that's okay. I feel like this series is going to end on a really strong note. I was thinking about how I did a first impression, and honestly, it took me a little bit to fully get into volume 1. But when I got into volume 1, and I have just been hooked on the series ever since. I truly would love to do a full video review, because I feel like if you were like me, I remember what it fully was that made me a little bit on the fence originally. But the more I've read of this series, the deeper it has pulled me in. Like, the romance is so very good, but honestly too, not just the romance, I love all of the characters. I love how the interactions, the humor that really comes to life, and how honestly there's even a love triangle of sorts that's not really being a love triangle, but I even love the interloper here. Like, I don't ship him with Ray Leanna. Let me just make that clear, okay? I don't ship him, all right? But as a character, I really like him, and I don't know if he's gonna have a happy ending. I would love for him to have a happy ending, but with things that went down, I don't know how that's possible for him, but he has a great attitude, so I feel like he'll be okay, but he's gonna be hurting for a little bit. But yeah, just, and even like the politics, the mystery has really pulled me in. Like, it is leaving questions unanswered, but seeing those questions that were being asked in volume 1 coming and being answered in volume 8 was everything I was hoping, I think, in the this is a huge reveal. But the reveal was so shocking, I don't feel I was fully ready for that, if it makes sense. So I'm excited to see everything wrap up in volume 9, even though I'm really sad that it's ending. I feel like the wait between volume 8 and volume 9 was so incredibly long. I definitely need to do a reread of volume 8 so I'm up to date, know everything that's going to be happening. I mean, if I have time, then maybe yes, but this is a great place to pause. And the reason I say if I have time, because my Villainous event is next month, and I should have mentioned it at the beginning, but round 2 of my Villainous event is live. Go vote for your faves. See what made it through. I won't be able to probably put like a screenshot of what has made it, but I will definitely share in my community post of what did. So stay tuned for that if you're curious to see if your faves made it, and make sure you vote for more of your faves. I truly hope that they did. I don't remember how many are moving forward, but I know for round 3, which will be the final round of voting, that there will only be 10 volumes that go ahead. So yeah, I feel like it's really coming down the wire. Round 1 was really intense, so I'm excited to see what's going to be going, if I'm going to be just as surprised as I was in round 1. I'll also leave the results too in that community post so that you can see of how everything was doing. And again, I truly hope that your faves made it. Be sure to go vote. But yeah, going back to Ray Leanna, I really enjoyed it. Have very high expectations for this final ending, and truly hoping that I absolutely love it. And then of course for number 5, which is number 1 in my heart that I'm most excited for, is Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent Volume 4. I'm so excited that we are getting another volume of my faves. I adore them. I love them. I can't be quiet about them. They make my heart so happy. I think I mentioned in one of my manga news videos when we got the latest chapter on K-manga that I read it, and then I wanted to reread the whole series, but I'm really trying to tackle my TBR right now of things I haven't read yet. But it is wonderful. Where volume 3 ended was such a cliffhanger, and it's like, oh my goodness. I mean, I already know. I've reread this series like 6 times, so I mean, I know it's coming, but it's still the anticipation, the excitement. Like, if anything, I hope that shows that even though I've reread it so much, that I'm still so excited and hyped to have it in my hands, to reread it, see how everything unfolds, see how my feelings have changed, because oh my goodness, Momo, she's so amazing. Like, her story, it just makes me happy, even though I feel bad saying that, because in middle school she was sort of bullied and picked on by these delinquents, and so when she gets to high school, she's like, I'm gonna give myself a glow up of sorts, change what I look like, and just hopefully not attract delinquents in high school. And everything is going well. She's like, yes, I'm gonna have that great high school life, until she meets Ichikura. And Ichikura truly does seem great. He's checking all these boxes of everything that's not a delinquent, until he beats somebody up, and she said, oh, he used to be a delinquent and still has those delinquent tendencies. And here Ichikura is like, oh, when I have the glasses on, people don't know. And she's like, oh, yeah, but she's so nervous about it. She's still pretty nervous with this new character that has arrived on scene. He has caused some shenanigans, some problems. I definitely loved in volume 3 how though Momo doesn't let those misunderstandings just take root and affect the whole series. Like, no, girl realizes, comes Ichikura, sets things right. Girl, we love to see it. We love to see some positive communication happening. But yeah, I'm excited because of where that cliffhanger ended, and to see what comes from it, because I love the new character that's on page as well. I love all the characters. They're all so great. Honestly, like right here in the now, I'm like, where do we go after that? I know it's good stuff, and I know I will deeply love it. I think I've given every single volume 5 stars. I am completely biased. I know other people haven't necessarily loved it as much. That's completely okay. But just know know your girl will get 5 stars every single time. Like, I know I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be fantastic, and I'm just excited to have another volume in my hands. Like, yes! I truly hope that people are checking it out, that they continue to love this series. I feel like it only gets better and better. We continue to have all the fun and the humor and the shenanigans. So yeah, definitely that is my #1 most anticipated read or release for October. But I would love to hear from you, friends. Among my list, are you excited for any of these as well? And if you're curious about all what's going to be releasing next month, stay tuned for Friday's video with the release calendar. Also, don't forget to go vote in my Villainous event. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I hope you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!